How is Harold the star of the Open of Greg's List? Like, how is that? Anyway, I want to take you back to September 27th of last season. Why? Because we were excited for one of the biggest free agent classes ever for shortstops. We were expecting these guys to be super awesome, and they haven't been. So I just want to revisit the top 5 upcoming free agent shortstops from my Greg's List of September 27th. Number 5 was Trevor Story. At the time, he was with the Colorado Rockies, not having the year he wanted, battled injuries. Don't worry, he got a monster $140 million deal with the Red Sox. It's got a lot of opt-outs, I get that, but a 6-year, $140 million deal. How is he performing? He hit his first home run as a Red Sox tonight. Now, he's learning a new position. He's playing next to Xander Bogaerts, who's probably the #1 shortstop in baseball right now, hitting over 350, learning second base, and he's struggling at the plate. He was number 5 on Greg's List in September. Number 4, Javi Baez. A lot of swing and miss, we knew that, but man, Javi can pick it. He's awesome. Got, 6 years, $140 million with the Tigers. I liked it. He's going to be the captain of the infield of this upstart Tiger team. And, well, he got out of the gate pretty quickly, but he's kind of fizzled out. He is not walking at all. His average is almost identical to his on-base percentage. Javi Baez with just 2 home runs, batting .225. He was number 4 of upcoming free agent shortstops. Number 3, Corey Seager. Monster 10-year deal, $325 million, just $50 million away from what Tom Brady got to be a broadcaster before he retires. Corey Seager is probably the best of the bunch that I'm going to show you. Corey Seager's gotten hot lately, had a couple bombs yesterday. You see his numbers: 6 home runs, 14 RBIs. Not where he wants it to be in terms of averaging on base, but I think we all think Corey Seager's going to find his groove there with the Texas Rangers. His teammate, I had ahead of Corey Seager. I had Marcus Semien as the number 2 free agent shortstop of this historic class. He got 7 years, $175 million to play next to Corey Seager. He's playing second base. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. He's played it before. But Marcus Semien has not found his stride, and he has not found a homer. 165 with no home runs, 8 RBIs. What is going on? We'll talk about maybe what's going on in a second. But number 1 was Carlos Correa. Now, I don't think anybody raised an eyebrow at that. Carlos Correa, the number 1 upcoming free agent shortstop, the youngest of the bunch, got 3 years, over $100 million with the Twins. Opt-outs everywhere, more than likely. If everything works out for Carlos, he'll be a free agent at the end of this year. But Carlos Correa, who's banged up right now, hitting .255, 2 home runs, he's gotten hot lately. But is this a collective issue? Do we have 5 guys that are all trying to live up to the contract? All 5 of these guys would tell you they're not off to the starts that they'd like to be. What do you think, Harold?
I think it's a tale of 5 different cities. You could tell the story of each different guy. And I guess the way to put it into the group or into the bunch, I would look at it this way, and I would say the short spring training really hurt them. Not an excuse. I just think they didn't get the ABs. You go into camp, you're the big prize player. You're only going to get your 2 at-bats, your 3 at-bats. You're going to sit, you're going to wait. And they really walk out of spring training with less than 30 ABs. And the season starts, and all of a sudden you go, I got to prove my worth. And they just weren't ready.
So that is part of it.
Yes.
Proving the worth.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because there are shortstops off to great starts. We got J.P. Crawford, who got paid, got over $50 million for opening day.
Stay at home.
He's been terrific. Xander Bogaerts, who could become a free agent soon.
That's his theme, right?
He's hitting over 350. Wander Franco, who's been off the charts good.
Stay at home.
Willie Adames has got 8 bombs right now for the Milwaukee Brewers. So there are shortstops. Tim Anderson hit well over 300.
Yeah.
But this group of this dream free agent class, Dan, they've all been kind of, Marcus Semien, I mean, what's going on there? It's crazy.
I think it speaks volumes of familiarity, not only to the ballpark, to your coaches, to spring training. When you've been with an organization for a while, you get to spring training, you know the guards, you know the people at the desk. They come to expect, like, hey, Harold, don't worry, he's not going to hit the first couple of weeks in the Cactus League, but he'll eventually come around, and then they see a couple of swings, and you're like, you know they're not giving up on you. You know that they've seen you struggle. But when you go to a new team, there's an expectation level that they brought you in because they see all the good that you've done. And what comes with that good is some struggling. And I think the further it goes on, after 1 week, you're not that concerned. But after about 20 ABs and you're 2 for 20, and you start calculating in your head, like, I need to get a couple of hits. If I get 2 hits the next 4 or 5 games, I'll get it up to 250. I don't care what you say about barrels and long. Nobody wants to walk to home plate and see a batting average under 200.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the one thing that you touched on, Dan, the familiarity, is somebody says, hey, your stance looks a little different. You know, we talked about Seager yesterday, how turned he was, right? Marcus Semien looks like he's not lined up properly. Looks a little bit different. I've watched Correa have a different swing than he did in Houston. Those are things that somebody immediately helps you correct. So they're all working through it on their own.
Yeah.
With new hitting coaches and everything else.
I almost hate saying this, but it's almost like they're all suffering from the Lindor effect. Got a big contract, struggled his first year. That's what happened to Frankie Lindor.